the bearded movie guy. Bearded movie guy looks at Frankenstein, the classic monster movie. It's classic those days. Let's look at it. Brought to you by the bearded movie guy. Hi, I'm the bearded movie guy, and today we're looking at the classic monster movie, Frankenstein. Frankenstein is a 1931 black and white film directed by James Whale, starring Colin Clive, May Clark, and Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's monster. For the few people who don't know what Frankenstein is about, I'll give you a quick recap, and I'll say if you've read the book, this strays pretty far from it. Here we go. Henry Frankenstein is a brilliant young medical student who is obsessed with making life. He wants the power of God. He wants to push boundaries and see where science can go and personally create life. He lives somewhere in Europe. I don't remember if it actually says where. Electricity is not a common thing in households yet. And he decides that this is a magical thing he can harness to make a creature come alive. So against all advice from everyone who has a brain, he steals dead bodies, sews them together, steals a brain, unfortunately it's a bad brain, and goes to work with making life with electricity during a lightning storm. It's alive! He makes Frankenstein's monster, one of the most iconic classic monsters of movie history. And then things run amok, as they probably would if you make a monster out of dead people and bad brains. That's all I'm going to say about the plot. Let's look at the acting. Colin Clive as Henry Frankenstein does a terrific job. He's obsessed with science. He thinks science is the new god. Science is gonna make things. He plays the character well both on the obsessive side and then on the loving side of his wife-to-be, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is played by May Clark. She does a really nice job as the damsel in distress and the wife-to-be and the very pretty girl that gets scared by Frankenstein like this. But let's talk about it. Really, why are we all here today? We're here to talk about Frankenstein's monster. Now, if you don't know, Boris Karloff was not the first choice to play Frankenstein's monster. The first person they tried to cast was actually Bela Lugosi, the guy who played Dracula. But he looked at the script and there's very little dialogue. Mainly, Frankenstein just goes, "Arr!" And it's a lot of makeup, and he just was like, no. So they looked around and they found Boris Karloff, which was perfect. Thank God. Bela Lugosi is a terrific actor, but Boris Karloff just is Frankenstein's monster. He didn't have a big ego, so he didn't care about all the makeup, and he just gave a performance that is so memorable that is still talked about today. The makeup effects on him are just terrific. He looks fantastic. If you have a vision of Frankenstein pop in your head, it's him. There has been many Frankenstein movies since, and there was just one last year with Aaron Eckhart, who is a much prettier Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Don't go see that one. But yeah, the makeup is terrific. His performance, he had to wear these big clunky shoes, and actually it caused him quite a bit of grief during filming. It was a physically hard day for him. He had these shoes that weighed like 60 pounds and he's walking around and he was very stiff and wasn't allowed to sit much. There's actually a chair in the movie that was designed specifically for him, where he can stand and lean back with his arms up like this. Kind of like he's riding a motorcycle. Get your motor running, and on the highway, kill some local villagers. You know, Frankenstein on a motorbike. That would be epic. Anyways, back to the movie. Boris Karloff's incredible. He's just perfect as the monster. If you don't know who Boris Karloff is, you've probably heard his voice many times. Boris Karloff reads How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which just blows my mind. I love it. The directing by James Whale is fantastic. He used lighting and set pieces that were just brilliant, and it's just, the whole movie looks great. The one piece where this movie isn't as great as it should be is the story. It was a little bit too choppy and a little bit rushed, especially at the end. But saying that, it is still a classic and should be seen by everybody at least once in their life. Overall, I give it 4 beards out of 5. If you get a chance to watch this on Blu-ray, they've done a great restoration for it, and there's a lot of bonus features that tell you tons about the story and how it was all brought together. So let me know, have you watched Frankenstein? Are you going to watch Frankenstein now? And what monster movie or classic movie would you like me to review from the next Classic Tuesdays? Thanks for watching, subscribe, and comments mean the world to me. Leave a comment, even if it's just about my beard. And until next time, stay bearded, everyone. You've been watching the bearded movie guy, Frankenstein. Oh yeah. It's an awesome movie. Subscribe and comment. And as always, you'll do safely.